Zhané. Cultured with Zhané. Cultured with Zhané.
Welcome to Cultured with Zhané, coming to you from Queen's Tower. This luxurious villa is nestled in a tropical garden on the west coast of the beautiful island of Barbados. It's just minutes away from the calming waters of the Caribbean Sea and very close by to the historical Old Town, the place where the first settlers of the island landed. This town is now known for its delicate mixture of high-end lifestyle and local flair, making it the go-to place for locals and visitors. When we think of Jameela Hollingsworth, we think of a boss, the HR boss to be exact. Although she is young, she has been and still is one to watch. She is the first Barbadian 30 under 30 winner for Ignite Caribbean and was nominated to attend the International Visitors Leadership Program in Washington, D.C. for her contribution in entrepreneurship. In addition to having a 9-to-5, she successfully runs her own company, The HR Boss, and serves in many organizations. I am so grateful to have her here today to share with us, and hopefully you can gain some insight into how to become a real boss. Thank you for joining us here, Jameela.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So, you started your company and you called it the HR Boss. Why that name? I mean, that name in itself is already bold and daring. Why did you choose the HR Boss?
It's pretty out there. It was actually a running joke. So I worked as a HR business partner before a couple years ago with actually the Western Hemisphere's largest credit union, Barbados Public Workers. And I had asked for a raise at the time. And my manager told me no. And I thought that I was good at what I did. I thought that I was a boss, I was on top of my work, and I actually thought I was the best. Pretty bold statement to make, but I wanted to make it cemented in my mind because I was confident in what I did.
And manifest it.
Correct. So I went downstairs, I withdrew $104, and I marched up to Kaipo, and I registered this name as just like an affirmation for myself. I had no expectation of starting a business or turning this into a regional company, but it just happened. Sometimes you have to be careful what you manifest.
Right?
Yeah.
So you said regionally, in terms of work and school, you've had a scope of being around the Caribbean. How is that experience, and how are you now able to bring that regional experience to your local base?
Okay, so I started off doing law at Cave Hill, and you know, I'm a limer, so I used to lime in the pit a lot. And I said, okay, this law thing ain't for me because I can't be reading cases and liming too. I gotta pick one, so I chose liming. So I transferred to Mona, where I did HR. I figured social sciences would be easier.
Right.
Why was I wrong?
Right.
So I did a bachelor's in HR in Jamaica, and it was the most enriching experience of my life. So I spent 3.5 years in Jamaica. I worked after I left school at PricewaterhouseCoopers doing HR advisory services. And then I moved back to Barbados shortly after, and I practiced HR from then until now. So it's been rough, and now life is so funny because I'm now back in law school 13 years later.
Well,
so
you see, when it's for you, it will be for you.
Correct.
How has that shaped you, though? Because I mean, that has been a journey in itself. So looking back in retrospect and then bringing it back to now, how has that shaped you, that experience?
Well, I think getting the experience to not only study but to work regionally. So I've worked in St. Lucia, I did work in Trinidad, the Bahamas. I think working regionally exposes you to different cultures. We assume because we are Caribbean people that we have like a common thread of work ethic. It's actually different by the culture. French territories operate a lot differently than the English-speaking Caribbean. Even countries that were colonized by the French, like St. Lucia, they have a different way of doing work and a different way of speaking and a different way of understanding how we would want them to work.
Right.
So being able to adapt to different cultures and helping employees to understand that really their happiness and their employee engagement really lends to productivity, I think that's very interesting for me. So that's the work that I enjoy.
Nice. Okay, so you are an HR professional as an employee.
Yeah, I'm an HR manager.
Right, an HR manager, and you're also an HR professional as the entrepreneur.
Correct.
So is there any difference? And, shed some light as to how you handle both.
Big difference. So me as an HR manager, people assume they're going to get what they see on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So they assume they're going to get the fun-loving, sneakers wearing, corporate short dress, corporate wearing Jameela, but in the office I'm a completely different person.
Wow.
Yes, I'm still engaging, but I still have to make sure the organization's policies and procedures are followed.
Right.
So whereas I may wear sneakers for my other company, I can't wear sneakers into my corporate office.
Right.
Well, at least not every day.
Right.
So there has to be a divide where people understand, okay, there's Jameela who is the influencer and there's Jameela who's the HR manager. So currently I manage employees in, I would say, 4 territories. So Germany, London, the USA, Canada, and Barbados 5. And it's great because my company helps me to bring more to the table where, in terms of creativity, where they're concerned.
So I actually love the fact that you are not considering your entrepreneurial side as your side hustle, but they work in tandem. And I absolutely appreciate that because a lot of people see entrepreneurship as a side hustle, especially when they have a 9-to-5, but it's equally as important, to be honest. I mean, you get to express your creativity. You can have much more liberty, but at the same time, it's your purpose at the end of the day. You're involved in a number of associations, organizations. You're currently the board director of the same Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. And I mean, how has working in these organizations, managing a 9-to-5, doing your law degree now, how do you do it?
Everything is the calendar, really, and I think you have to look at the reason behind why you're doing something. So I'm a Rotarian, everybody knows that. The purpose behind Rotary is service above self. Right. So it's not like an every Saturday thing, but if you could give back 2 hours to help a greater cause, that's something I'm passionate about. Being a board director for me at Barbados Public Workers was a passion project because, thank you. When I left, after serving for 6 years as their HR, the staff wanted me back, but I didn't want to go back in the capacity of a staff member. I wanted to make a more meaningful change. Right. So the only way to do that is to sit on the board of directors and pretty much be creating the policies and strategies that would affect change. Mm-hmm. So I think I thank them for their confidence in me and to be serving 3 terms. And I also sit on the National Sports Council Board and the board of the Rural Development Commission. So again, these are all things that are transformational. Sports and youth is something I'm passionate about, as well as developing poor inner city communities. I am from a tenantry. So
Any country.
So the pit toilet eradication project is something that I'm passionate about. So I have to make time because if somebody didn't make time for me, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Right. And I could definitely agree with you, and I can definitely tell that is your motivation behind doing anything. So seeing that you do everything that you're passionate about, how do you tell women, to be their ultimate boss? How do you motivate them to be their ultimate boss?
That's a fantastic question. I tell women all the time, if you can come good, which is what we say in Barbados, is a term for you put everything you have, your abilities, your skills. If you don't know something, figure it out. I would tell every woman there is a skill and a passion that the world needs from you. So you not realizing your full potential actually hinders somebody else who's looking up to you from realizing theirs. Wow. So my inspiration for women is if you can come good.
Why did I just get goosebumps from that? That's so relatable. Even what I'm doing currently. I mean, wow.
You're doing an amazing job, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, On to personal style.
Oh, Lord.
Of course. This is a fashion segment after all. So being a part of the HR profession, you know, first impressions count. Mm-hmm. You know, you always hear when you're going to an interview, you have to make sure that everything is in tip-top shape, and you still want to show a bit of personality. How do you portray that? And what are your thoughts on it?
I think I've done a pretty good job of building my personal brand.
Mm-hmm.
So normally people expect dresses or tailored dresses or short skirts from me and sneakers or heels. That's my brand. I would say your personal brand has to be built on your personality and is your value system. I do not wear pants. So you would never see me in a pantsuit. My style is built around, it's very feminine, very Olivia Pope. It's very, I could take on the world and do so in my Caribbean style. I don't really believe in tailoring your style to fit European standards because I'm a Caribbean woman and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the Caribbean. I was curated in 3 different islands, so I am proud to represent my people. Even in the boardroom, I wear pieces that are unique to fit the dresses that I wear to promote local designers. So my advice to people is to use your personality, use your value system, and use around you look at local designers and Caribbean designers and promote them.
Love that. Which brings us to the best part of this segment. I would have spoken to you before the show and got a feel as to your personal style, and we wanted to design a piece together. Ooh. So, the big reveal is here.
Okay. Look at how beautiful this box is, guys. Packaging.
Brandon is key.
Wow. Okay. This is serving boardroom body.
Yes!
Okay.
What do you think?
I feel a bit more powerful now.
Yes, that's the spirit. And I mean, the thing is with your personality, the 3 words that you gave me, one of them that stood out for me was out there.
Out there.
Out there. So I mean, and you really wanted to showcase your Caribbean flair, your corporate flair in the boardroom.
Yeah.
So that was the inspiration behind this, and just going with your words, I was like, okay, I think I mastered it. You can be the judge.
Correct.
All right, so Jameela, what is next for you? I mean, you just keep knocking out these accomplishments left, right, and center. What is next for you, and where can we find you?
Okay, so what's next for me? I would like to complete law school this time around.
And you will.
In the stipulated period. And of course, we're pivoting now at the HR Boss. We offered most of our services in person, so we're going completely online from 2021. So you can find us at the HR Boss on everything, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we also have a website, so you can catch us at thehrboss.com.
Awesome. So I have one more question for you. Give me your definition of a cultured woman.
Oh my God. A cultured woman is a woman who is bold and afraid to use all of her story, her Caribbean influence, her education, her support circle to build her story and build her brand and really be bold in the pursuit of her dreams. That is a cultured woman.
Love it. Thank you so much,
You're
Jameela.
welcome.
I'm pretty sure that our audience out there has been able to grasp the true essence of being a cultured boss. Not only a boss, but a cultured boss. And we are so thankful that you were able to join us here on the show. So once again, I hope you were inspired. I surely have been. I mean, down to goosebumps. But once again, thank you for joining us. And don't forget to get cultured, be cultured, and stay cultured.
Cultured with Zhané.